Big changes for Hexblades. Since the Pact of the Blade invocation now takes care of weapon attacks using Charisma, it seems as if Hexblade's primary thing has been lost. Not to mention that you have to get to 3rd level to become one now. So what's left for them? Depending on how you read it, perhaps unlimited hexed targets? My name is Timothy, though some people do call me Tim. I run 7 weekly games of D&D and have been DMing for almost 30 years, in addition to teaching DMs of all ages and stages how to improve their games. I'm glad you're here. As mentioned, one of the big draws for Hexblade used to be the ability to use Charisma for weapon attacks, thus fixing Paladin's multi-attribute dependency problem. But now all Warlocks can do that. The other portion was giving medium armor and shield proficiency, thus fixing Sorcerer's armor class, and now no Warlock can do that. But this proposed Hexblade has a lot to offer, whether dipped or single-classed. The Hexblade spells include some real standouts, shield, of course, but also thanks to a new feature at 6th level, the smite spell options, plus Steel Wind Strike, which is just a personal favorite of mine. Hexblade's curse can now be bestowed as a non-action if used as part of another curse-bearing spell like Hex or Bestow Curse. You can use it charisma times a day instead of once per short rest, though at level 14 you can recover a use per short rest. But if you use it as part of a different spell, its duration shifts to match, meaning a high-level Hexblade can use one Hexblade's curse for as long as they can hold concentration on their 24-hour hex spell. And the way it's worded, an argument could be made that you can swap it from target to target, since the target of your spell is the target of your Hexblade's curse, which, if that's the intent, would be wild. Because while that curse no longer adds extra damage and doesn't improve your crit range until level 14, it still heals you when your target dies. It also gives you a +2 AC boost if you're not wearing armor or wearing a shield, making mage armor and a two-handed weapon a much more tempting option. The new Unyielding Will feature punishes enemies for failing to break your concentration, dealing a small friendly AoE every time you're tested and succeed, once per round at least. And once a day when you fail, you can choose to succeed anyway and gain 1d10 more than your Warlock level temporary hit points, as well as blasting enemy brains. Level 6 sees a bunch of improvements too. A bonus action attack when using your action to cast a leveled spell, non-action movement towards your hex target if they end their turn 30 plus feet away from you, and disadvantage for your hex target's next save after you hit them with an attack, which is where Wrathful and Staggering Smite get to shine. Or Teamwork. Teamwork is good. At level 10, you can use your reaction to reduce your hex target's damage dealing against you by your Warlock level every round. And at level 14, you get crits on 19s back, short rest recovery on a hex charge, and a kind of weak, friendly AoE with a slowing component as a non-action that's cool for the first free use, but underpowered when you attempt to recharge it by having to give up a 5th level Pact Magic spot. So, how do you feel about this new Hexblade? For myself, I like a lot of the changes. The ship has already sailed on doing away with charisma attacks, and I like the tanky sort of punishing those who try to kill you kind of vibe that this thing has going for it. I think explosive hex at level 14 needs more love, and we need clarification on if using hex to land a Hexblade's curse means you can transfer that curse after the first target dies. But all told, I think I'd enjoy seeing a Hexblade like this at the table. What do you think? If you're interested in what else this new Unearthed Arcana has in store for our games, check out these other videos here. I'll see you there.